Good morning, Tanya. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing well, thank you. How you doing, Valentina?
A little tired, but we're getting
Yes.
there. For those who don't know, we're recording at 10 a.m. on a Tuesday, which isn't that early, but I just started my day, so it feels early. Anyways, Tanya, thank you for joining me this morning. Let's start off by just telling everybody who you are, what department you're going to talk to us about, what you guys do. Just give us a little bit of a start, I guess.
My name is Tanya Hargrove. I work with the Career Services here on the Gainesville campus. I am the specialist as well as the internship coordinator. We definitely work a lot with all the campuses to support our students and to make sure that they are on a good pathway to success in their careers.
Awesome. So, if I'm a student and I just started going to college, like it's my very first semester, and I have not really heard about career services, or I've heard what it is, but I don't really know how I can take advantage of it. What would you recommend that I do, I guess, to start a relationship with career services, if that makes sense?
We encourage our students to come in at any time, even if they have a question, to find out about our services. We're located in a student center in a cafeteria right in a corner. So students are welcome to walk right in, ask questions, find out what we're all about, and especially to take any kind of assessments or help with resume, job search, anything like that. So if I was a first year student, I would definitely just come on into the career services and just find out about all the great things we offer and how can I use that to start today to prepare myself for my future career.
Awesome. Next, I want to ask you about internships. So, I know that we
Mhm.
hear that word a lot, especially in your first few years here at UNG. What actually is an internship, or what does a college internship look like? And when is a good time, in your opinion, to try to prepare for one or to start doing one as you're in classes?
Oh, yes. An internship is definitely a work-based experience where you gain hands-on experience within your major, doing the fresh being doing professionally what you want to do in the future. That's where you find mentors and just get the work experience hands-on to do things within your major. So an internship is usually started in the junior or senior year. And that's because you're taking your upper division courses. And so you're really having to learn your courses in a classroom setting. And then you're having a chance to experience those courses and carry out what you're learning in an internship. So this is why this is important as well. An internship does consist of 10 to 20 hours a week, and you do work with your faculty advisor within your department. Um, there is a 3 unit course that goes along with the internship for course credit, and that's when you would submit things in D2L to your faculty internship advisor. However, if you do find an internship and you do not want course credit, you can always, you don't have to take the course, but you can also keep the internship because any kind of internship, work related experience is definitely looks good on your resume. You can definitely use that information because employers do look for experience. So having an internship will kind of bridge the gap from college student to work experience.
That's a good point that you bring up. I feel like a lot of students, they don't seek out doing an internship almost
Hmm.
because they're like, well, once I graduate, that's when I'm really going to look for a job. But
Hmm.
what they don't realize is that a lot of employers, when they start looking for applicants for positions, they want to see some experience. Even if it's an internship, sometimes that's what will set you apart from somebody else who's also just graduated and applying. Um,
Right.
and I'm seeing it now because I'm about to graduate, and I already have several different like instances of experience where I've worked in the field already. So I'm already looking at different employers and seeing what I'm actually weighing cost and benefit of each job as opposed to just, trying to get what I can get. So that's a really good point you bring up, which brings me to my next question. If
Mhm.
you once you're actually like getting close to graduating, how do you recommend using career services? Should I go talk to you at the beginning of my last semester or at the very end of it? When should I really start, I guess, preparing for joining the workforce?
I honestly believe, and this could be one of my beliefs, but we truly believe that students should start in their freshman year. This is because it takes time to build yourself, to build your resume. So if I was starting my freshman year and I know that I need to get engaged with the campus involvement to get experience, and I need maybe do some kind of volunteer work, or what can I do to prepare myself right now for my future? And then in your sophomore year, you start looking for those internships because you have already met with the career services. So you're not waiting to the last minute. I have graduated now. What do I do? I'm about to graduate. And so you don't want to come to the point there before you graduate. If you do all these things, if you engage with your community, if you volunteer, if you do internships, if you join clubs on campus, if you come see us, have your resume ready, if you go out and do informational interviews, meet employers in your field, if you come to our job fairs and meet employers, and then not only meet employers, to say, hey, can I come? Can I have an information interview with you? Can I come into after the job fair is over? I'd like to learn more about your company. So this having already a list of 10 employers that you would like to work for, knowing their mission statement, knowing their core values. And so by time, if you do all that, by time you get ready to graduate, you have your resume completed and you will have a job lined up if you just follow those steps from the very beginning. So that's why now we are working with our freshmen classes to get them prepared, to get them thinking, because um, we want our students to definitely, you know, to have that opportunity to have a job before they graduate.
100%. I feel like so many students who do end up going to career services early
Mm-hmm,
find it super beneficial because you're not
mm-hmm.
just applying to jobs or trying to find an internship. You're learning those soft skills that are important.
Right,
You're learning how to interact in an interview, how to dress for an interview,
right.
how to communicate with employers in a way that
Yes.
already shows them that you know how to act in a
Mm-hmm,
professional way.
mm-hmm,
Because if you don't have practice with it, you're never going to develop that skill
mm-hmm.
until it's too late. So I think
Right.
that's a really good point you bring up.
Yes, and I just want to say that that's why we ask students, if even if you're not looking for a job, please come to the career fairs. The more you interact, it's just like learning how to ride a bike. The more you get on the bike, the better you get. So the more you interact with employers, the more you reach out with information and interviews, the better you are prepared to step into your calling, step into that your dream job, negotiate your salary. Come to our workshops too. We have so many workshops, that teach you how to write resumes, what internships about, negotiating your salary, boot camp, preparing yourself after graduation. We have tons of virtual workshops that students can participate in as well.
Yeah, that is really important because
Mm-hmm,
I feel like when, as a student, you're in college, you're sort of expected to
mm-hmm,
just be buried into it. And
mm-hmm,
when you don't consider that skill, I mean, first of all, that those skills that you're learning, to go to a job interview, to talk to employers, I mean, if you go outside of UNG, companies will charge you a lot of money to be part
mm-hmm,
of those type of workshops, to understand that
mm-hmm,
information. This is all included in your tuition, and it's to prepare
mm-hmm.
you for when
Very
you leave
good.
college.
Very good. Very good.
Anyways.
Definitely. Yeah, it's a lot of hard work. And when you're in college, you do have to work hard. I mean, if you put in the work, if you take that extra time, I know you're in classes, I know you may be working full time, I know you may have kids, I know you may have other obligations, but you just sacrifice and push through, and to do those extra things, they will pay off in the end. And it's like building a foundation, right? You have to have a strong foundation before you can really start building the other parts of your life. So we want to give you a strong career foundation so you can stand on that and succeed in life and do better things and be that problem solver and be that great communicator, be that great leader in your community. So we definitely want to prepare our students for all those soft skills and those how to just work and how to serve their community well, because employers are looking for someone who come in who's innovative. How do you learn that? You learn that through internships. Employers looking for someone who can solve problems. How do you do that? By working with others, by getting out there and getting your feet wet. They're looking for those things, and so you want to be add value to the workplace, and you can add more value if you find out early on in your college career how to do that. So we definitely want to support students in doing all those things and make them very successful when they're
Yeah.
about to graduate.
And there's so many things that you don't realize sometimes at first as a student that you can put on your resume. You know,
Mm-hmm.
students assume, oh, well, I did this for a year, but I don't, that's not relevant. Well, it is, it's work
Right,
experience, or you're
right.
doing volunteer work that's showing that you're taking, you know, time out of your day to go do something that helps your community, that
Mhm.
serves your community. And that's also
Right.
important. If you were a leader in a club, that requires organizational skills, that requires leadership
Mm-hmm.
skills, you know, and that's why it's important to go to somebody who can see what you've done and then make that perfect one-page resume that is going to stand out to employers, because they
Mm-hmm.
see so many every day. They want to see somebody who can stand out.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
It definitely. And that's a good point too, because employers say you can't do an internship, but you have volunteered for 3 years at a place, and that kind of aligns with your major. Because maybe you're working full time, you have kids, but you took that time to volunteer. You took that time to maybe join a club or something, and that stands out on your resume as well. Employer want to see that you are invested in your own education. They want to see that initiative. And so when you have that initiative to invest in yourself, they say, well, if this person invested in themselves and in personal development, they'll do the same thing on the job and work hard and serve others and add value as well.
that's such a good point you bring up too. I feel like, especially first year students, if you don't
Mhm.
know what your major is, for example, you
Right,
feel really
right,
lost and you are kind of
right.
taking these classes, but these classes are not always indicators of what the real world is like. You may love biology, but then you go work for a lab or for a doctor's office, whatever, and then you realize that
Mhm.
that's not really what you want. Career services can help you figure out how to figure out what you like and how to make a career out of it. You know,
Right,
you have different ways to look at so many different, especially now with technology. There's so many new jobs coming up out of
right.
nowhere that didn't exist 10 years ago in that same field.
Yes.
So
Mhm.
going here is a great way to figure out, well, I like this, I like that. Let's see how I can find a career out of that, make a major out of that, maybe minor in something else that can also help me when I graduate. You know, it
Mhm.
helps you make a plan out of that as opposed to, you know, middle of your second year, well, I guess I like history, so maybe that's going to be my
Mhm.
major. You know, it makes you
Right.
think long term about it.
Right. That's a good point because you do have to know your why. Why am I here on this earth? What am I really good at? And how can I make a living off of what I'm good at? And internships really help to that because not only internship, you're doing hands-on experience, work experience, and things of that, but you also have a supervisor in an internship. That supervisor is mentoring you there because we have evaluations after the internship. How did the student do? What can the student improve on? And internship, if they really like you, you're working hard, they may extend the internship. So now you're working for during 2 semesters, or 3 semesters. So, internships are a great way to do that. So I just encourage every student here to find a mentor. That's very important. Find someone who speak life to you to help you through all these questions you may have. You do not want to go through college, trying to do things on your own. Finding a good mentor that will really help. And one way to find that through internship, one way to find that through volunteer work or doing things on campus. So find a mentor to someone who can really speak to you and help you along is very good as well.
100%. When I did, well, I was actually working in the field that I was interested in for a long time. And when I left, I was being able to put their name on my resume helped me
Right.
so much to be able to now when I'm like about to graduate, trying to get back into the field and waiting to go to law school, it's a huge benefit because people know their name and seeing that on
Yes.
my resume, knowing they can call them makes a huge difference because everybody can say that
Mhm.
they have the soft skills they need to get a job. Yes, you can work with computers, you can do this, you can, do customer service, but at the end of the day, when you see that name and you call
Mhm.
that person and they can praise you on the phone, that speaks so much more. Not that it's not believable what you put on a resume, but at that point it shows that you already have the experience and it just sets you apart from that pool of applicants. With how competitive it is now, that's pretty much the only way that you're going
Mhm.
to get not just a job that you're satisfied with, but like your dream job or like at the
Mhm.
dream company that you've always wanted to go to.
Yes. And really, you always want to make yourself more marketable, right?
Mhm.
So, how can I make myself more marketable to employers? And all that you said, Valentina, is very good. To make yourself marketable, to do all these things, it's not just to sit in the classroom, is to get out and meet people, build relationships, build, always get out of your comfort zone. This is another thing I want to say. You know, do it afraid. If you want to talk to an employer, they know that you're just starting out. They do have a little grace for you. So get out, get out and talk to them, get to know them at the job fairs and volunteer work, internships, informational interviews where you can just call a company and you can say, hey, I'm going to be graduating in spring 2004. Can I come and sit down and find out more about your company? Things like that will just get you out of your comfort zone. Step into the water, get your feet wet, do it afraid, because if you're not challenging yourself, if you're just, if you know how to do everything and everything is common to you, you're not learning. But when it's afraid, when you're kind of afraid, when you're challenged, you're always learning something new. So learn something new every day, challenge yourself to do something different every day to move that compass forward towards your future and your career future and where you really want to be in life. Have a goal, have plans, just really invest in yourself. It'll be worth it in the end. Now we're
I
here to
agree with
help.
that so
Yeah.
much. Yes. I feel like a lot of students are scared to take that first step, and that's why they kind of put it off for a long time. But if
Yeah.
you do start, the sooner you start, the better it is, the more you're going to be
Mhm.
feeling like prepared. A lot of people, when they graduate, that's part of the fear of graduating. Everyone's excited to
Mhm.
finally have gotten that degree, but then what do I do with this? I don't know how to actually get into what I really want with this degree. The sooner you start with that, making those relationships, having those conversations with employers, that's
Mhm.
really what helps you feel confident when you're graduating. Like, yes, I'm going where I want to go. I'm meeting
Mhm.
the goals that I'm setting. And just because you make plans doesn't mean that it's gonna work out 100% what you had in mind.
Mhm.
But that shouldn't stop you from trying to make that plan. I agree with that 100%.
Yeah, that's right. And there is a website on advising. I just want to show it to the students here real quickly. I know we're running out of time, but it's just what you can do with your major. Let me show it just in case students don't know about this. And I think this is great, as well as our assessment. So I'm just going to share my screen for just a second. And I want to show you this information. Hold on just a moment here. Where is my share? Okay, here's my share screen. Okay, just want to share this. Okay, so there's a page on academic advising. It's called What Can I Do with This Major? So we can just pick one. This is pick communications. And then you can see under communications all these places, things that you can do here. And so is this a great website to go to? Because a lot of students are just thinking this, the regular word, things. But if you go under any of these certain, if I just hit art, okay, I can see the common career paths, employers that would hire me, and then strategies to get there. So I just wanted, just let students know that is information. And I just want to share our Career Center website real quickly. Okay. Can you still see my screen?
Mhm.
Okay. And I just want to show students, look at all these career sources that we have for students: explore majors, internships, job search, get connected, how to engage with employers, how to handle social media, how to put yourself on LinkedIn, resumes and cover letter, how to even start a business, how to interview well, plan for graduate school, how to act at the career and job fairs, when are they, diversity-based resources, and being your professional self, presenting yourself in professional manner before employers and on the job and at job fairs. So all these are really good tools that we have here at the Career Center. So I'm gonna stop my sharing now.
Awesome. Is there anything else that you like to share with students before we hop off?
Well, I can talk about this all day.
Well, it is important, but
It is important.
I want to give you an
Yes.
opportunity if there's anything
Mhm.
else, any other information on how to reach you guys, how to set up an appointment, anything like that.
I want to give you our website information. Our website information is UNG .edu/careers, CAREERS. And that'll take you directly to our website. I just want to say to students, come see us. We are your support system, right? We're here to help you. We're not here to judge you. We're here to help you. So just come in, any questions, and feel free to come to our job fairs and in our chats, because that's what we want to do, is to help you and to make your experience here at UNG more supportive and get you ready for your future. Okay.
Awesome. Couldn't have said it myself any better. Okay. Well, thank you, Tanya. I really appreciate your time. We're going to
Okay.
hop off. Again, appreciate you for everything that you told
Okay.
the students today. Have a wonderful day. Bye.
Okay.